Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Selena. I like to talk about all things GAPS, holistic medicine, and really just creating a healthy lifestyle inside and out. Today I'm going to be sharing a very funny, very telltale story of my first encounter with kombucha. Now, if you are not familiar with what kombucha is, I'm going to go into a video of like how to make it and what it is and all the benefits, but essentially is basically black tea that has sugar in it, and then there's a SCOBY, which is like a symbiotic organism culture that basically eats the sugar and releases probiotics, and so you end up with this like fermented tea that has tons of probiotics in it. I love kombucha. I make it all the time. It's super fun, but I want to tell you about my first encounter with kombucha. So if you've been following my story at all, in my first video and my second video, I shared about how I went to a mission school and I came back really sick with parasites. Now the second mission school that I did, it was called Harvest School of Mission with Heidi Baker, and it took place in Israel. I went to the Netherlands, Germany, and then I landed in Madagascar. So I spent about a month and a half in Madagascar, and it was super awesome. I love Madagascar, but part of the requirement when I was on this mission school was that I be taking anti-malaria medication. Now, if you know anything about malaria medication, is they're basically just antibiotics proactively. So you don't have malaria yet, and this can't prevent you from getting malaria, but it can help you get better if you end up getting malaria. So it's really important that you take probiotics with it. That wasn't what I did. And the one that I was taking was called doxycycline. So doxycycline is a really strong antibiotic, heals people with malaria, life-threatening disease. So they required us taking it, but it also does a number on your gut. And like I said before, I have a long history of taking rounds and rounds and rounds of antibiotics. And so going into this, I had had all that previous damage. I was pretty sick still from the parasites just messing with me, but I had taken antibiotics for those. And now I'm on this everyday pill for about 2 months of malaria medication. Now, something you should know about malaria medication is that you shouldn't take malaria medication at nighttime. Most people don't take it at nighttime. You're supposed to take it in the morning. I'm not exactly sure why, but essentially it can kind of make you nauseous if you lie down after taking it, so you're supposed to take it in the morning. That wasn't what I was doing. I was in a habit, I think I was like 3 weeks in, and I was taking it every night before bed. I'd kind of heard that I wasn't supposed to do that, but I didn't change anything, so I was taking it every night before bed, and it got to the point I was about 3 weeks away from leaving Madagascar, maybe 3.5 weeks, where I woke up in the middle of the night and just started throwing up. And that's what happens when you take malaria medication before bed. And so I was super nauseous. I hadn't thrown up in years and years. I don't like throwing up at all. It was a little traumatic. But anyway, I thought I was sick. I didn't realize that it was because I was taking doxycycline before bed and that the antibiotics were messing with all my gut microbiome. I just thought I was sick. I was like, oh, I must have eaten something. A lot of people had been getting sick at that point. You can get really sick very easily because of the way food is processed where we were eating it. And I thought, oh, I'm just sick with some kind of stomach bug. 3 rounds of antibiotics later, that's what they recommended as a way to fix my problem, is taking antibiotics. And so I did that, made it worse. I would get really nauseous. So then they thought, oh, let's switch up the antibiotics and we'll take a different kind of antibiotic. And then I had a roommate who was like, no, I'm a nurse. You should not be taking that kind of antibiotic. You should be taking this kind of antibiotic. So I had basically done 3 different rounds of antibiotic, all while on doxycycline and antibiotic. And my gut was completely decimated. Everything just made things worse, which is like, they're not supposed to make things worse. They're supposed to make things better. I didn't know at the time that I was just totally ruining my gut. It got so bad, guys, that I was 2 weeks constipated. And this was right before I was supposed to fly 13 hours home. So I was extremely constipated, super sick. I was so constipated, guys, that I was literally nauseous, throwing up, because I was like, I don't know, my body was just so out of whack. Now, this literally went on for like 2 weeks. It got so bad. And on my flight home, I remember just sitting on an aisle seat, thanking God that I had an aisle seat, because I had having to go to the bathroom because I felt so sick. Not from the plane ride, but just because I was so constipated, because I had taken so many rounds of antibiotics and I was still taking them at that point because I didn't know that was a problem. I was like nauseous from like not pooping. Anyway, so I'm on the plane ride back. It was horrible. I did not sleep. I was nauseous the entire time. Plane kind of made it worse. And I get home and I'm just like so sick and so constipated. And I go to see a doctor. My mom, again, drives me to the doctor. The doctor at the minute clinic just literally looks at me and says, have you been taking any probiotics? No, I have not been taking probiotics, even though the mission school recommended that I be taking probiotics alongside doxycycline. No, I have not. He's like, I think you might just need some yogurt or kombucha. Go get yourself some kombucha and you'll be fine. And I was like, this doctor's a weirdo. I don't know what the heck he's saying, what the heck he's recommending, but I was like, all right, Mom, let's go to Wegmans and grab some kombucha. And so we went to the store and picked up a 6-pack of kombucha, went home, and I literally drank like not even a quarter of the bottle, like, you know, those little bottles of kombucha. And guys, it was like an explosion went off. I was like, Mom, you're gonna need a new toilet. It was so bad, you guys. It was like 2 weeks worth of like compacted fecal matter that was just like totally messed up my gut. Complete explosion. I finished the kombucha bottle many hours later. And my mom filled the bottle back up with water and she just drank it. She had the same kind of reaction because of just the tiny little amount of probiotics that were just like left over in the bottle. It was like literally probably a few drops and it got her gut stirring. And that's why I just go to say kombucha is extremely powerful. It's not something to mess around with. None of these ferments are something to really mess around with. Like, you gotta really go slow, but they are so healing for your gut. They are so powerful and they are just extremely strong and really good at relieving constipation and healing a host of other illnesses that are related to your gut. And so anyway, I just want to get on here and share my little story with that. It's been a long time and now I make kombucha for myself and I will go into that in another video. How I do that, it's very fun. You get to experiment with all the flavors and everything. If you have any kind of kombucha, ferment, detox, crazy story like I have, leave a comment below. I would love to hear about it. But for now, thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I make new videos like this every week. It's my passion to walk alongside people as they heal and grow and become whole again. It inspires me and hopefully brings encouragement to you. Thanks so much for watching.